First, I want to apologize for this terrible intro, but I realized while I was editing my intro and outro, the audio was just non-existent. So, yeah. Hello, my name is Lakin and welcome to my channel. In today's video, that I promise will be a little bit better than this. Not much, but a little bit. We are going to be traveling back all the way to the 1970s and trying to read some books either written or set during that time. Buckle up and let's go ahead and just dive into this.
Out of all 4 books that I have to read for this week, I think I'm gonna start with the only physical book I have, because we know it's gonna take me all week to read it. But that is A Wind in the Door by Madeleine Engel. And this is my mother's copy that she took to the beach and allowed to go swimming. So that's why it's real puffy. Yeah, this is the second book in the Wrinkle in Time series. Also that cover. Kind of freaky. It's a middle grade, so it shouldn't actually take me all week, but I won't be surprised if it does, because I have 3 audiobooks and I prefer them. Let's go ahead and start this reading week off with a reading montage. I wanna buy some.
Oof, that's an investment.
Uh-huh.
Look, she's got some snot hanging out her nose.
Yeah.
Ew. Oh, that's gross.
You're fine. I need to get better at filming when you're here,
Yes, you do.
because nothing's gonna change. I don't want to hide and be like a little mouse, like scurrying in secret. I'm on chapter 2, and if I read 2 chapters from this book a day, I should finish this book in 6 days. So a day early. Nothing really to say on this book yet. They're just, Charles Wallace is talking about dragons and mitochondria. Fun. I decided to try out the turnip exchange on Animal Crossing because I finally got, well, I didn't. Walter finally got the Nintendo Online thing. I'm using that to get a whole bunch of money in Animal Crossing so I can finally upgrade my house and I can finally add, like, put things back in the storage, because I have way too many items and my storage is already full, that things are just laying on the ground everywhere. That's what I'm doing, and it's really stressful, but I bought some turnips for a great price and I'm still alive. No one yelled at me, so that's good. While I wait, I'm going to be finishing this little Animal Crossing embroidery of my character. while I listen to The Princess Bride. And I think The Princess Bride is only like 3 hours, if I remember seeing that correctly. But yeah, so we'll see how long this queue to sell these turnips takes. But it's okay because I got entertainment. Well, I've finished The Princess Bride and I'm not even through a queue, whatever it's called. This is my 3rd queue because I keep getting kicked out. Not because I'm doing something bad, but just because the island is no longer open. But no, so I finished The Princess Bride. It's exactly like the movie. Like word for word, it's the movie. And if I'd known that, I probably would have just watched the movie because it's the same length. Like, it's not like it's longer and it adds more stuff. No, it's the movie script. So I guess that means I get to start a new book. I think this is the first time that I have finished a book on the Sunday. I think I'll actually just read another chapter in this book. And then I'll start... Which one?
What are my options again?
If Beale Street Could Talk.
Uh-huh.
And Watership Down.
What are they about?
Have you not seen the movie, If Beale Street Could Talk?
I don't think so. I might have.
Okay. Well, it's by James Baldwin, and if I'm remembering correctly, it's this couple who gets pregnant,
Uh-huh.
I think. I actually don't know.
Is it a black couple?
Yeah.
I think I watched that movie with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
They rent, like, it's not really an apartment, it's like the floor of a, it's like the second floor of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I remember that. Okay, yeah, that one.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even tell you what Watership Down is about.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. It's about animals, I think. I don't know much about either of these books, but you know, that's why I'm reading them.
Beale Street.
Okay. Then I'll start If Beale Street Could Talk. And then maybe if it's free on one of the things, we can watch it.
Okay.
And we can also watch The Princess Bride.
Yes. Well, I mean, we basically watched it already today.
Yeah, we did. But we can watch it for real.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's decided. Another chapter of this, and then If Beale Street Could Talk. And then maybe by that time, I'll be able to sell these turnips. I did finish my person. I'll show you up close of this one, but I'm starting another one. This one is of Gulliver, and he's saying, "Oh my gosh." This one's a little funky, like I look a little derpy, but you know, I still think it's cute.
That's like top tier service.
That's so cute.
Wow.
Good morning. It is Monday. I am starting off the morning working on Etsy stuff. This is the last full week before my shop opens. So yeah. But while I've been doing that, I've been listening to If Beale Street Could Talk. I didn't start it yesterday because I have no excuse. And I got the physical, or like the ebook of The Princess Bride, because as I was looking on Goodreads, it said it was 400 pages. And I don't know how it's 400 pages when the audiobook that they have on Libby, 3 hours. So I got the ebook so I can kind of see if it is telling the same story, because I saw that the audiobook that I got was narrated by the director. And like the description was talking about like, if you're a fan of the movie, like, which it was exactly the movie. So I'm wondering if I didn't read the actual Princess Bride. I don't know. So I may have not have actually read a book, which is a little disappointing. One, I don't know why they have that as an audiobook if it's not the actual book. And I don't know if I'm gonna want to still read that, because I did just listen to the story. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm not worried about that right now, because right now I'm listening to If Beale Street Could Talk. And so far so good, but I'm like maybe 30 minutes into it, so nothing too much. But I'm going to continue listening to it while I work on this stuff. And yeah, last night I finally got to sell all my turnips, and I got almost 2 million bells, which is the most bells I have ever seen in all of my Animal Crossing career. Don't know what else to say. I'll check in with you when I do have something to say. So it's been raining a lot today, which is great, sort of. When it rains, Mowgli does not like to go outside. You gotta force him to go out to even pee. Also, when it rains, that's usually whenever he sleeps the whole day. It's been very calm here, which is very unique for us. But I have like an hour and a half left of If Beale Street Could Talk. So far it's great. So whenever I had first like picked out this book, I knew about it because of the movie, and I'd really loved the movie, but it'd been a while since I had seen it, so like a lot of the memories were kind of foggy. But as I'm reading it, like it's coming more to light and stuff, and so I just want to keep listening to it. So I've just been doing all the things that I can do while listening to something. And now it's just really dark. Thanks, Rain.
This whole podcast series is just me training you to like books the exact same way I do.
So I finished If Beale Street Could Talk. It was basically just the movie. I watched the movie after, and I basically just watched the movie twice. That was like how close of an adaptation it was. And then also with the Princess Bride. So I got it on physical version, or the ebook, whatever you want to call it. I got that, and it didn't say it was 400 pages like Goodreads did. It said it was like 200 something pages, which is a little better, but I still don't think they're the same. So I don't think I actually read Princess Bride, which frustrates me because, like, yeah, I picked up both of these books because they were written during this time, and I was intrigued because I really enjoyed the books or the movies. But like, I would much rather just watch those movies if it's that close of an adaptation of what I'm going to listen to. I'm also really overwhelmed with BookTube and Bookstagram. I've been trying to watch all these videos, every video that comes in to my subscription feed. I've been trying to watch them all, but I'm subscribed to so many people that it's impossible. But I'm just getting so overwhelmed with commenting and having to scroll and like all these photos and comment on all these photos. I know it's really silly of me to think, because I don't know, I actually enjoy responding to them, which is weird. For the very first time I commented on someone's video, which was after I started my channel, I felt nauseous for the rest of the day. My anxiety about what the person would think if they read my comment, what they would say, like, that just freaked me out so much. Same with on Bookstagram, but that's how you grow, is by interacting with people, and that's how you make the real friends. It's just a lot. I need to kind of accept that I can't do it all and just be grateful for what I can do, and be grateful for the engagement and interaction that I get. Right now, I'm not reading. I started Watership down this afternoon, and the audiobook that I have for that, it's narrated by Peter Capaldi, which is one of the doctors on Doctor Who, and so that's exciting. I'm excited to just listen to his voice. Kind of makes me want to rewatch the Doctor Who. But right now I am playing The Sims 3 and watching booktube videos while I play it. So I'm just kind of trying to relax and unwind, because I feel very tense and overwhelmed. Okay, I'm gonna get back to my family on The Sims, not in real life. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Yesterday was a little rough. I don't know if I'm keeping in all the stuff I said last night. I get overwhelmed very easily, and because I feel like I have to do everything. I physically do not have enough energy to do all the things I want to do, especially when I'm trying to write a book in a year and I'm making all these videos and starting an Etsy, and all this stuff is just overwhelming at times. But today is going to be a good day. I'm determined to make it a good day. Bit by mosquitoes. I wanted to make this update outside, but my neighbors were outside, and so not gonna do that. Sorry, no. That was nice. I took Bookstagram photos, and I'm really glad that my backyard looks really green and foresty, even though I don't live in the forest at all. And also, while I was out there, I gardened, or I pulled weeds. Walter and I, we planted a lot of things. I can't even remember what all we plant, which is kind of bad when it comes to weeding, because I don't want to pull up all my garden and all my plants. That's fun. That's what happens when you're a beginner and you have no clue what anything looks like. I've been listening to Watership down a little bit more, and it's okay. Walter just came home and I had book mail, so I thought I would do a little book haul, and I never get book mail because I don't buy books. I just get them from the library. But these are a little late. That's what happens when I decide to support a local bookshop instead of Amazon or just a big bookshop. I got the 2 Blackout Buddy Read books. So White Fragility and White Rage. I got these so I could read them for the Blackout Buddy Read because my library didn't have them. I was hoping they would get here in time, but they didn't. They're a few days late. Yeah, I'm hoping that like, because I've bought these books, I'm going to annotate them and really read them and then maybe hopefully pass them on to other people, like family members, to read as well. Not much reading has happened today, but I feel better today. And so that's all that matters. Okay, so I feel like this reading vlog and this 1970s reading week is turning out to be such a bust. I haven't finished Wind in the Door. I haven't picked it up since the first day. I'll pick it up today. And then Watership Down. Last night I realized I don't care. I don't care about these rabbits or what they're doing or what's going on at all. Part of me doesn't even really know what's going on in that story, and I don't care to find out. I'm DNFing Watership Down, which is really sad because I want to still listen to the narrator because it's Peter Capaldi. I guess I'll just have to watch his seasons of the Doctor Who to hear his voice. So I was looking through my TBR on Goodreads and I saw this one that I had wanted to read for this week. It's called January 1973. It's nonfiction talking about that month and all that went down in that month. And so I want to read that, but it's on Hoopla ebook. I'll try, but I really don't like Hoopla's ebooks. More book mail. I think these are my books I bought for the Blackout Publishing. I also bought some craft books, as in like writing craft. So hopefully those are them. Yes! Ooh, this is such a pretty cover. Oh my goodness. So I bought All Boys Aren't Blue. Look at this cover. Like, oh my goodness. Be bold, be brave, be queer. My library didn't have it, and because of the publishing thing, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it. And then I got this book, Escaping Exodus. This is a book that Walter and I are going to be reading later in July together for our 2 Peas in a Pod book club. I don't know much about it, but like that cover is all I need to know. And then I got the infamous Save the Cat novel. I was gonna do a book haul video with all these books I bought, so the other 2 and then like these 3. And then I got some books from a yard sale, or my mom got me books from a yard sale. I'm not going outside. And I was gonna do a book haul video, but I guess I should just show you them now. Oop. Oop. Almost fell over. The books I got from the yard sale, they had a little dirty on the cover, but you know what? They had Crazy Rich Asians, which I've already read, and I loved this whole series so much. And then these other books I haven't read, but I picked them up because you know what? I picked up because of the movie, The Devil Wears Prada. And then I got Dolly, My Life and Other Unfinished Business. This was a Christmas gift in '95. And then these 2 I don't know much about, but I picked them up because, or I had my mom pick them up because of titles. So this one's a mass market paperback, which I don't love, but you know, it's called Murder Runs in the Family. Just, the cover is so horrible that it's kind of good. The last one, never heard of, and that is The Mermaid Chair. I picked this one up specifically because it said mermaid. There is my impromptu book haul. We got my yard sale books, we had my Blackout Buddy Read books, and we had my Blackout Publishing books. My Save the Cat. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was reading Wind in the Door. Don't worry, I didn't DNF it. I actually finished it. but I caved. And I found it on Libby, the audiobook for it. It felt a little preachy to me, but I don't know. It felt like it was like she was slathering it on way too thick. But this one reminded me of a Magic School Bus episode because they end up going into Charles Wallace's mitochondria and like they hang out there defeating bad guys who are like making Charles Wallace sick for like the second half of the whole book. So now I only have one book to read for this week. That is January 1973. So I'm going through and finally closed captioning or starting to close caption my photos, and look at this. So what I say is, so like I've done a wedding photo of us and it changes it to, so like I've done a wedding photo, Popeyes. Not what I said, YouTube. I'm still editing the closed captions, and so I say Foxface just died, and this is what it thinks I said. Yeah, no. Fox face. Not that. Good thing I'm editing these, because if someone was to use these automatics, I'll read at some point during this day, but it's already 12 o'clock and no reading's been done. I have listened to the Hamilton soundtrack though, so that's better than reading, in my opinion. Just sitting out here with Ted Cooper. Yeah, hanging out. Your beard is really orange right now. Reading, or I'm reading. Ted Cooper's not reading. He's getting some sun. I'm just sweating for him. In this book, it's discussing like all the huge things that happened during the month of January 1973. And right now it's talking about the buildup of what led to it and how, like, in history, usually, like, a lot of big things happen within, like, a short time span. And, like, all that led up to, like, those events and stuff like that. And right now, he's talking about the, how erratic Nixon's movements and, like, decisions were in 1970 about the like Vietnam War and stuff like that, and how he handled protests and how he would just like spout off all these like things without really talking to anyone about it first, and like calling protesters bums, and then just like terrorizing and calling the National Guard on peaceful protesters. Just kind of sounds like another president I know. And then there's a quote in here that says something along the lines of like how America, like the most hateful thing to an American is like to lose.
And, like, yeah, it's really sad that, like, we have such this big ego that we would rather burn everything to the ground than admit that we're wrong.
So I hate that I'm having to wrap it up the exact same way that this video started, but the audio, it was just, I had this cute setup where I was just hanging out with the rabbits and just watching them eat while I talked about books, and it was beautiful. The first book I finished this week was The Princess Bride by William Golding, but then later I found out that I didn't actually read the book. I think I just read the movie script. I don't know what I listened to, but I would bet money that it wasn't the original Princess Bride. And I didn't reread it or try to read the actual Princess Bride. So, we're just going to pretend that that didn't happen and that I didn't attempt and fail to read a book on day one. The next book I finished was If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. This one I also picked up because of the movie, but I actually read the book, the actual book. It was great. I gave it 4 stars. I would definitely recommend this book, and I don't have much to say. It's one of those books that I enjoyed, and I just I felt a lot of emotions, but I can't really explain it. It was just a good book to read, The next book I read was Watership Down, and I DNF'd it. Sorry. I think this is the first book I've DNF'd in a Decades readathon, but it had to happen sometime. I wasn't intrigued. At one point, I realized I was just listening to it to finish it, not because I actually cared. I was just trying to speed it up and speed it along so it would be over with. And so at that point I knew, okay, stop. Let's just cut this book right here. It's not that important to read it. Not that serious. And then the next book I read was A Wind in the Door, which I gave 3 stars. This is the second book in the Wrinkle in Time Quartet series. It was fine. It was good. I'm still going to continue the series, but this one was a little preachy because these 2 books didn't really connect. The dad wasn't even in this one, even though they got him back in the last book. I don't know. Nothing much to really say about it. And then the last book I did not finish, January 1973. I'll probably end up DNFing it, or I'll just skip around and read some different parts because it reads like a textbook. It is pretty much a textbook. And even though I'm really interested in the topics because it discusses the Watergate scandal and Roe versus Wade and the end of the Vietnam War and the impeachment of Richard Nixon, I think if I physically had it and I wasn't confined to this little bit of time and having to read it on my phone, I think I would be able to read it better, but I don't like reading on my phone. I usually get bored and end up going to something else. That's why I have a Kindle, but Hoopla doesn't connect it. I haven't finished it, but I know I'm not taking it into July with me, so we'll see. In the end, I only read 2 books for this week, which is my worst reading week for one of these reading vlogs, but I found a book that I enjoyed. That's all that really matters. Next month, in the month of July, we will be traveling through the 1980s, and I already have all my books picked out for that, and I'm excited to read those books. The week that I will be doing it, so will be down in the description, so that way if you want to participate along with me, or if you want to just know whenever the next decade reading vlog will be coming up, it will be the next Monday after that. So yeah, there will be petitions and places to, and other links and websites to go to help out, because if you were able to watch this long video, you're able to sign a few petitions and donate some time to educating yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great morning or evening whenever you're watching this. Again, sorry for the hot mess that this whole vlog was, but it was bound to happen sometime. All these vlogs can't be perfect. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!